Okay, this next book I'm about to share with you, I marked some pages off that I thought was important. And if you pick this cookbook up at the Candy Kitchen, there may be some recipes that you might enjoy yourself. But for our viewing pleasure, let's start with page 50 and 51, which is Chicken Delmonico Cheesy Bacon Grits. I think those are two different recipes, Donna, but this is, you remember Emeril on TV? He used to go bam all the time, and now he sells all those cooking products. My grandma used to adore him. So I thought, you know what? Let's share some out of this cookbook, which came from the place there in Florida. Yeah, I wish. Flora, Illinois. Country Closet. They had 50-cent cookbooks. And the Candy Kitchen was needing cookbooks. So I try to get as many of these recipes read so I can get them into their free library that I can. Chicken Delmonico. It makes 4 servings. We're only going to do this until 11 o'clock, and I'm watching. It's going for 10:45. Makes 4 servings. At Now My Restaurant, Delmonico Restaurant and Bar in New Orleans, we offer this dish that features some of my favorite ingredients: pan-fried chicken strips served with a sauce of exotic mushrooms, artichoke bottoms, and cream. It's beautiful. For the artichoke mushrooms, simply boil 4 fresh artichokes until tender in salted boiling water to cover, cool, then remove the leaves and chokes, and voila, you have artichoke buttons. Easy enough. Now here's what you'll need. 4 skinless, boneless chicken breast halves, which is about 6 ounces each. Essence to taste on page 7, but we're not going to essence to taste today. 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons bleached all-purpose flour, 2 cups fine dried breadcrumbs, 2 large eggs, breasts with 2 tablespoons milk, and then 1/2 pound or 1/4 pound, which is 1 stick of unsalted butter, 1/2 cup of minced yellow onions, salt, freshly ground black pepper to taste, and then 3/4 pound assorted exotic mushroom such as shiitake, chanterelles, and black trumpets, wiped clean and sliced about 4 cups. 4 cooked artichoke bottoms, see head note. 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice. 2 tablespoons chopped garlic. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. 2 tablespoons finely chopped fresh parsley leaves. 1 cup vegetable oil. Now first, you're going to cut each breast half lengthwise into 4 equal strips. Season with essence. Okay, we'll have to go back and read the essence right now on page 7. Essence that makes 1 1/2 cups. You will need 6 or 5? 5 tablespoons sweet paprika, 1/4 cup salt, 1/4 cup garlic powder, 2 tablespoons fresh ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons onion powder, 2 tablespoons cayenne, 2 tablespoons dried oregano, 2 tablespoons dried thyme. Now you combine all these ingredients in a small mixing bowl and blend well. Store in airtight container in your spice cabinet for up to 3 months. Okay, now back to here. Okay, put 1 cup of the flour in a shallow bowl and season with essence in another shallow bowl. Put the breadcrumbs and season with essence. Put in another shallow bowl, put your breadcrumbs and season with essence. Put the egg wash in another bowl. Then dredge that chicken strip first in the flour, tapping off any excess. Then in an egg wash, letting the any excess drip off. Then wash in your bread drip off. Then mix. Then in your breadcrumbs, Melt 2 tablespoons of butter in large saute pan over medium heat. Add several chicken strips at a time and cook until golden brown, 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Drain on paper towel. Repeat with the process with remaining chicken and a total of 6 tablespoons of butter until all chicken is cooked. Season the chicken with essence and keep warm using paper towel. Wipe the pan clean. And then heat the remaining 2 tablespoons of butter in the saute pan over medium heat. Add remaining 2 tablespoons flour and stirring occasionally. Then you're going to cook for 1 minute to make a blend roux. Add the onion and cook, stirring for 2 minutes. Season with salt and pepper. Add the mushrooms and cook, stirring for 2 minutes. Season with salt and pepper. Add the artichokes, lemon juice, garlic, and cook, stirring for 2 minutes. Season with salt and pepper. Add cream and bring to a gentle boil. Cook until the mixture thickens enough to coat the back of a spoon. 3 to 5 minutes, and then remove from the heat and stir in parsley. Season again to taste with salt and pepper. Heat the oil in large skillet over high heat. Then fry the spinach leaves for about 30 seconds. Remove and drain on paper towel. Season with salt and pepper. To serve, spoon the grits in the corner of each serving plate. Lay 4 strips of chicken on top of the grits. Spoon the mushroom and artichoke sauce over the chicken. Garnish with the spinach leaves and serve. Up here it says 16 large leaves fresh spinach, washed, well dried, and tough stems removed. 1 recipe for cheesy bacon grits below. Cheesy bacon grits makes 4 servings. Here's what you'll need. 1/2 pound sliced bacon chopped. 4 1/2 cups milk. 1 1/2 teaspoons salt. 1/4 teaspoon cognac. 1 tablespoon unsalted butter. 2 cups quick cooking white grits. 1 cup grated white cheddar cheese. Now, fry your bacon in the medium-sized saute pan over medium-high heat until just crispy, and drain on paper towel in medium-sized saucepan. Combine the milk, salt, cognac, and butter, and bring to a boil. Add the grits and reduce the heat to medium. Stir for 30 seconds, then add the cheese and stir until cheese melts. Stir in the bacon. Cook uncovered until grits are tender and creamy. 4 to 5 minutes. Serve hot. Okay, next up is page 62. I picked out. It says 62, 63, southern fried with mashed potatoes. So here we go. And southern fried chicken with mashed potatoes makes 4 servings. Now it says you're going to Louis Downing, Felicia's grandmother, attest to the fact that she's never, and I repeat never, fried chicken in anything other than the old black cast iron skillet that's been passed down from one generation to the next in her family. The skillet is never washed. It's simply wiped and cleaned, then lightly oiled all over, before being stored until the next use. This is their family recipe, except that I sneaked some essence into the Arkansas, and they allowed me to have the chicken up a notch. Remember that? He always said bam, up a notch. Anyway, heat the oil in a heavy knife. Oh, you need to know what you need, Donna. Okay, 1 1/2 cups vegetable oil, 1 large frying chicken. That's about 3 1/2 pounds, cut into 8 pieces. Salt and freshly ground your black pepper to taste. 2 large eggs beaten. 3 cups, 2 plus 2 teaspoons milk, essence to taste. We're going to go back to page 7 here in a minute. 3 1/2 cups bleached all-purpose flour. 1 recipe for mashed potatoes on page 63. So back to page 7, we're going to go. I didn't realize it would be back and forth like this. I didn't read the recipes. I just read what sounded good to me. Well, I read the name of the recipes. How's that? Okay, back to the essence. Here's what he calls for. 5 tablespoons of sweet paprika, 1/4 cup salt, 1/4 cup garlic powder, 2 tablespoons freshly ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons onion powder, 2 tablespoons cayenne, 2 tablespoons dried oregano, 2 tablespoons dried thyme. And how do you do that? Well, it makes about 1 1/2 cups. Combine all ingredients in small mixing bowl and blend well. Store in an airtight container in your spice cabinet for up to 3 months. Okay. Your first step, heat the oil in a heavy 9-inch skillet, preferably cast iron, to 150 degrees. You're going to season the chicken well with salt and pepper. Combine the eggs and tablespoons of the milk in a shallow bowl. Season with essence. Put 3 cups of flour in a large shallow bowl and place in the flour, coating each piece evenly, tapping off any excess. Dip the chicken in the egg wash, coercing it completely and letting the excess drip off the dredge again in the flour, shaking off any excess. Fry several pieces of chicken at a time in the hot oil until golden brown, about 6 minutes on each side. Drain on paper towel. Then season with essence. When you're all done, casually pour off the oil, leaving behind about 1/4 cup of the oil along with the brown bits. Over medium heat, add remaining 1/2 cup flour and cook for 3 to 4 minutes. Whisking constantly, add the remaining 3 cups of milk, 1/2 cup at a time, whisking constantly. Bring to a boil, then reduce to heat medium low, season with salt and plenty of pepper. Cook for 8 to 10 minutes, whisking constantly. The gravy should be thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. If it's too thick, add a little water to thin it. Serve the chicken and gravy with mashed potatoes. Now here's what you're going to need for the mashed potatoes. 4 large Idaho potatoes, peeled and cubed, salt, 4 tablespoons, so that's 1 1/2 or just 1/2 stick unsalted butter, 1 cup milk, and freshly ground white pepper to taste. Now, it says this makes 4 servings. Put the potatoes in a large saucepan, cover with salted water, bring to a boil, then reduce heat to medium and cook covered until tender. That's 15 to 20 minutes. Drain, then return to the potato pot. Add the butter and stir, and then mash until it makes completely. Add the milk and stir to mix. Season with salt and pepper and serve hot. A variation called round garlic mashed potatoes can be made by adding 2 tablespoons of roasted garlic. See page 15, but I didn't like that recipe, so if you pick up this cookbook, maybe you want to do the roasted garlic mashed potatoes, you can go to that page. 68 and 69, Felicia's biscuit and coconut cream cake. Okay. I think we may have time just for Felicia's biscuits. It's almost 5 till, and I got to start getting ready. Felicia's biscuit makes 16 biscuits. What can I say except these are Felicia's pride and joy, and I know why. They're great. The secret is that you have to learn the knack of not overworking the dough. Felicia calls them the true love of food because the true food of love because she has taught this technique to her grandmother, who patiently showed her how to work the dough gently and then how to learn and texture of it when you dust them with flour and pat them out. Felicia learned well. Have them for breakfast, or you might want to use them to sop up white gravy with the southern fried chicken and mashed potatoes on page 82 that we just read. Okay, 4 cups, 3 tablespoons of bleached, is that air-purpose flour? That's about 1 pound. 1 1/2 tablespoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon vegetable shortening, 1 1/2 cup of half and half. Okay, first you're going to preheat that oven to 375, lightly greasing a baking sheet with teaspoons of shortening. Combine 4 cups of flour, the baking powder, and salt in a large mixing bowl and mix well. Add shortening and work it into the dry ingredients using your hands until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs. Add half and half and gently mix to incorporate. The dough will be sticky. Now dust your work surface with 1 tablespoon of flour. Turn the dough onto the floured surface. Gently fold each side toward the center. Pick up the dough and lightly press it out to a 1-inch thickness. Cut the biscuits using a 2 1/4 inch round cookie cutter. Place them on the baking sheet and bake until golden, about 30 minutes. Serve immediately. Well, we might get to page 69 here. Coconut cream cake. Makes 1 3-layer 8-inch cake in 16 servings. What you'll need: 2 cups granulated sugar, 1 1/2 pound. Why do I keep wanting to add more? Sorry. 1/2 pound, 2 sticks of unsalted butter softened, 1/2 cup vegetable oil, 5 large eggs separated, 2 cups bleached all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 cup ground pecans, 1 cup buttermilk, 2 cups frozen unsweetened flake coconut defrosted, 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, 1 1/2 pound of confectioner's sugar, about 6 cups sifted, 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons milk, 1 cup pecans pieces. Suzanne, Felicia's mama, makes this cake every Christmas. I think she should make it more often, but then again, if she did, the family wouldn't have to look forward to it. It's wonderfully rich cake that is ideal for the holidays or any special event like a birthday or anniversary. I don't know why, but the locals here have almost a fetish for coconut. It shows up in cakes, pies, puddings, pound cakes, cookies, and ice cream. I didn't see any coconut trees around, but somehow it got introduced to the state somewhere along the way. And it hung on. First step, preheat that oven to 350 degrees. Lightly grease and flour a 3 8-inch round cake pan. In a large mixing bowl with an electric mixer, cream the granulated sugar with 1/4 pound, 1 stick of butter with the mixer running. Add the oil in a steady stream. Add egg yolk 1 at a time, beating well until after each addition. Sift in the flour, baking soda together into a medium-sized mixing bowl. Add ground pecans to mix. Alternately add flour mixture and add the buttermilk to the batter, mixing well. Fold in 1 cup of coconut with the electric mixer in another large mixing bowl. Wash and dry the beaters well first. Beat the egg whites until stiff peaks form, then fold them in the cake batter. Pour the batter evenly into the cake pans. Bake until the center springs back when touched. 25 to 30 minutes. Remove from the oven. Cool on the wire rack. After the cake has cooled, invert them onto the sheets of parchment paper and set aside. With the electric mixer and another large mixing bowl, wash and dry those beautiful beaters. Cream the remaining 1/4 pound, 1 stick of butter with the cream cheese. Add the sifted confectioner's sugar, about 1/2 cup at a time, mixing until after each addition. Add the vanilla, milk, and mix well. Fold in pecans. Spread a thin layer of the frosting on top of each cake layer. Place the layers of the cake on top of each other and add the ice on each side of the cake with the remaining frosting. Sprinkle the top of the cake with remaining 1 cup coconut. And that is what we're going to share. We'll pick up on page 102, Emerils BLT salad. And then we'll finish up the other ones that I have marked. So that is part 1 of what I want to share with you from this book. Again, it's called Emerils TV Dinners by Emeril Lagasse. And of course, it says also with Marcella bienvenu and Felicia willet. So come back to get the rest of the recipes that I have chosen to share with you. And then I hope that this goes to a nice home up there at the Candy Kitchen. Somebody picks this up when we get this delivered.